Hey y'all, Jordan Moorhead with the Moorhead team here. Just wanted to go over a quick Austin real estate market update here today. And you're probably not going to be surprised by this one. Everybody can kind of feel it, see it, what's going on. And a lot of this is normal. We're going to talk about it here right now. Again, as always, we're going to compare last month to this month, but we're also going to look at the year-over-year stats. So last month, our median sales price was right at 445,000. This month, our median sales price is down to 420,000. So again, this isn't just Austin, though. This is the Austin-Round Rock metro area, pretty big area. So the median sales price in the area is down to 420. You will find houses starting at 250, maybe 250 to 300 for three-bedroom, two-bath houses on the outskirts of Austin. And then, of course, the sky's the limit. There's multi-million dollar houses in Austin, but the median sales price, the median price of what's selling, 420,000 here right now. Closed sales, those were about even, down about 100, so 2,400 homes sold last month. Sales dollar volume, because less homes sold for less price, of course, that's down. We're at 1.33 billion sold last month versus August, we had about 1.5 billion. But if you look at the year-over-year numbers there, that's actually up over 5% year over year. So we do see the market chugging along, but it's absolutely not rocketing up and it's absolutely not falling off a cliff. We see it just chugging along right now. And we're about even with months of inventory there. As you can see, this month we're at 5.7 months of inventory. Last month, 5.9. Just round up to 6. So we're in what they would call a balanced market, and what I and a lot of other people would absolutely call a buyer's market. So it's a great time to buy. It's a hard time to sell. That's what 6 months of inventory means. So new listings, you can see slightly less came to the market in September, which is kind of normal. If you're going to list your house, you're probably going to do it somewhere between, March and June, or maybe July even. July would probably be a bad time because it's so hot here. A lot of people leave, but you're not going to see so many people list in September. That number is probably going to fall off again this month, fall off again in November, and fall off even more in December. So we just see things start to slow down a lot as we get into the fall here, as people have so many other priorities, and it's not the best time to sell a home. So you can see the active listings on the market, uh, those are down a fair amount. So we're at 14,220 in August. We're at 13,665 in September, active listings on the market. And what's that a function of? Less homes came to the market, almost the same amount of homes sold. And some people pulled their homes off the market. So that's kind of a hidden number in here. There's a certain number of listings that expire or get pulled off the market every month. People say, hey, I'm not willing to take less than X. It's been on the market for 3 months or 6 months maybe, and I'm ready to be done. Now, you don't want to get ahead of yourself there because it's taking around 6 months right now to sell a home. But some people just aren't patient with it and don't want to try to sell right now. Pending sales, you can see that's down. So we had about 200 more pending sales in August for September. Again, that's kind of normal with seasonality. Days on market up. So the average home is on the market for 76 days now. We were at 68. That was bouncing around 70. Now it's slightly above 70. That's up year over year too. So up month over month, up year over year. The average close to list price. So again, this is a theoretical here. This is if somebody lists their home properly or around the right price, roughly where's it going to sell? So that's at around 92% now. That's down. It was a little over 92% last month. We've kind of been floating around that 92, 93% range for a while. But this is some of my least favorite statistics because it assumes everybody price is right and they absolutely do not. And things change and buyer demand changes and the seller motivation changes. So just because the home's selling at 92% of list price on average doesn't mean you couldn't sell the 100% of list price if you price the home right. It also doesn't mean that you might not sell it 80% of list price if you price the home horribly wrong. So again, those are the stats. What does this mean for sellers right now? We'll start with sellers. So for sellers, if you're going to list right now, You have to do, again, I feel like I'm a broken record here. Everything needs to be perfect with the house. Everything needs to be absolutely perfect. You need to have a great presentation put together. The listing needs to look great. It needs to be super easy to access. I don't talk about that enough. If you make the home hard to see, when there's so many options out there, you are going to lose potential buyers. Make it as easy as possible to see. If you're living in the home, require a 2 hour notice or an hour notice. Get out of the home, walk around the block, go to the grocery store, whatever you have to do, get out. If the home is tenant occupied, you legally can give people a 24-hour notice to get in the home. Gone are the days of you can't see the units until you're under contract. You're shooting yourself in the foot if you do that. It's a bad idea. Do not do that. Make it as easy as possible to see because it's not like they're going to come back and see yours. They're going to go see the 10 others that are just like yours on the market. And they might find one they like better than yours and be done with it. And I say, that one's a headache. Kind of like the way it looked online, but I don't have time to go see it again. There's so many other options. I'm just going to go see this one. So make it super easy to see. Everything needs to be perfect. Everything needs to be super easy. Be easy when negotiating with people. You got to give and take a little bit right now. If you want to sell your house, maybe give a little bit more than you thought you were going to have to, but just get the deal done. And lastly, price is the most important thing you're going to do. It needs to look attractive and it needs to be everything else. The price needs to be here and everything else needs to be perfect. This is the hardest time I've seen to sell homes, but we're still selling a ton of homes. We have 10 homes under contract right now. And how we're doing that is making sure everything's perfect and then making sure the price is right. So you just have to do it all right now. There's no room for error. If you're a buyer, there's some room for error. If you're a buyer, you're in a good spot. Interest rates have come down a bit. They're the lowest they've been in over a year. Just saw that on news today. You've got a lot of options. You've got the ability to ask for a lot of credits. You've got the ability to ask for a lot of repairs. Don't get overly greedy, but make aggressive offers. You might be able to get a discount and get some repairs and get some credits done and get the house you want. It's the best time to be a buyer that I've ever seen in my real estate career. Great time to buy, tough time to sell. But what does that mean? It means if you're a seller, you have to cater to these buyers and make their life super, super easy. You have a great home in a great area, it will sell. If you're a buyer, get picky. Figure out exactly where you want to be, obviously within your budget. If your budget is 500,000 or 450,000, you've got some great options in the Austin area right now. If you're like, hey, Jordan, my budget's 300,000. You can get brand new homes, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, good sized homes, brand new with warranties, with interest rates bought down into the fours for 300,000 right now. So there's amazing deals out there. If you're an investor, I'm selling homes right now under 250,000 in the Austin area. It's a phenomenal time to buy. Yes, interest rates are in the mid sixes. Yes, it's gonna be expensive to buy the home with those interest rates. But if the numbers work, that's great because when the market turns, it's going to turn quickly. When interest rates go down, whenever that is, it's going to push a bunch of buyers back into the market. It's not going to be so easy. You're not going to get these great deals. You're not going to get these great concessions. You're not going to get everything you ever want. If you're looking at it from a long-term mindset, this is one of the best times you could buy. And yes, I've been saying that for a year or so. It's still true. If you're looking at it from a 5 to 7 year time perspective, you're in great shape. If you have any more questions about the Austin real estate market, reach out here, jordan.moorhead@kw.com, 512-888-9122. Y'all have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.